Ready?
Yeah, Shalom.
Shalom.
All praises, honor, and glory belong to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kodash. Double honors unto the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Alright, the men that are pushing His truth in the four corners in thy ways and by ways. Now, this is brother Yakal.
Is it Brother Bar Daniel?
Alright, and Lord's will that this lesson be edifying first and foremost, and and hopefully it be short depending on how the Spirit move. Alright, but the purpose of this lesson is to show how the scriptures tell us that reincarnation is real, or reincarnation is an actual thing. But 2/3 of our nation and Christianity especially, they would read these scriptures and fly past it, and they won't even understand that this scripture is really going into reincarnation. Alright, so we're gonna go into a couple of scriptures which is basic, alright, but it talk about reincarnation, but the naked eye wouldn't see it. Alright, the naked eye wouldn't see it, and the scripture talk about, I don't know if you want to get it from here, Isaiah chapter 6 and 9. No, give me it in Matthew 13 and 13 instead. Yeah, the scripture talk about how the Moses had blinded the eyes. So the understanding of these scriptures was really given to a specific group of people, alright, which is the 144,000 men. They are the ones that are going to really get the understanding of these scriptures. They are the ones that, things ain't going to fly over their head. Alright, go ahead.
It's Matthew 13:13. It said, therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which said, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand. Yeah,
alright, and we're gonna break it down. Brothers gonna break it down, apostles gonna break it down, and they still ain't gonna understand it. Why? Because the Most High didn't give them that spirit. Alright, the Most High poured out that spirit of deep sleep upon them. The scriptures ain't nothing difficult about the scriptures. Because the scriptures even say in Wisdom of Solomon, they say, come unto the Most High with simplicity of heart. Meaning what? Be simple, be base. You see? Ain't nothing that you have to think and overthink. Alright? But go ahead,
I'm on this.
On the Matthew
13, yeah.
Yes, some more.
It's in Matthew 13 and verse 14. It say, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them.
Yeah, you see? So basically the Most High had set it from the beginning that they should be destroyed. Alright? The Most High don't want them to be converted. That's why the Most High put that spirit upon them of deep sleep, so that they won't understand. Alright, because if they do understand, then they're going to be converted. But the Most High say, hey, no, I don't want you to be converted. There's a specific number of people, a specific set of people, the 144,000 men, alright, and the men, women, and children, alright, that follow after Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Those are the ones that are going to really hearken and understand these scriptures. Chiefly the elect. Alright, now jump to Matthew 16.
Matthew 16 and verse 13. He said, when Yahushai came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?
Yeah, you see, and this is Yahushai basically throwing a quick survey out, like, hey, what's the word on the street? Who do people say that I am? who do people say the Son of Man is? Alright, go ahead.
And they said, some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets.
You see? And guess what? Every name that was mentioned here were men that were already dead. Alright? Were men that were already dead. Alright? The prophet Jeremiah wasn't living during the time of Yahushua.
Right.
The prophet Elias wasn't living during the time of Yahushua, though he was living. Alright? And the other prophets likewise. You know? You ain't nobody was the prophet Jonah or Daniel, they wasn't during the time of Yahushua. Alright? There wasn't. So why would men say, hey, he is Jeremiah, or he is Isaiah, or Elijah? Because they understand that reincarnation was a thing, or is a thing. You know, that there is such a thing as reincarnation. They understand that men, as they die, you know, they don't, that's it, they come back. You see? They understood it. That's why they could even assume or say, hey, this man is one of the prophets. Alright? And they specifically mentioned some of the prophets that you could go back and look at in the Bible. And if you look at a time period in which they prophesied and lived, it's completely different, or hundreds of years apart from the time of Yahushua. You see? Go ahead. I think there's some more.
God. You see, he said unto them, yes, yeah. He said unto them, but whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, thou art the Mashiach, the Son of the living power. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar Jonah, for flesh and blood had not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven.
Yeah, can't. Alright? And that's plain, you know, that's plain. Alright? That's reincarnation. That prove that reincarnation is real. That prove that back then in the ancient times people understood what was reincarnation. Alright? I'm going into the part where it says, blessed art thou, Simon Bar Jonah, for flesh and blood had not received it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. The scripture saying in John chapter 3 and 27, if you want to get it out, Babu Shah. John 3 and 27. Yeah, I think it's John 3 and 27.
Go on. John 3 and 27. John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it be given from heaven, given him from heaven.
Yeah, can. Alright, and the understanding that Peter had, that was given to him directly from the Most High.
You gotta get 29.
Yeah, read.
28. Verse 28. Ye yourselves bear me witness that I said, I am not the Mashiach, but that I am sent before him. Because people think that he was a Mashiach.
Which was John the Baptist.
Which was, right. You understand? So they're proving again.
No, we gonna get some of that. We gonna get some of that. You understand? So that understanding was given to Peter directly from the Most High. And the same thing with us in these last days. Alright, understanding that reincarnation is real. Hey, ain't no man gave us the understanding. Alright? Yeah, the Most High gave us the understanding. Alright, and used men to break it down so that we can understand it. You see? Now, let me get some of the give me Matthew chapter 16. Right? Same Matthew 16, right? Yeah, and you can start at 7. Let me go to the point. 16 and 7. No, 17 and 7.
Matthew 17 and 7. And Yahushua came and touched them, and said, Arise and be not afraid.
Yeah, can. And this is when Yahushua was transfigured. Alright? And they saw Elijah and what's his name? Elijah and Moses standing with Yahushua. Alright? And then the disciples heard the voice of the Most High from the chariot saying, This is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased. And they fell to the ground. Alright? And now Yahushua touched them and said, Hey, be not afraid. Alright? Go ahead.
And when they had lifted up their eyes and saw no man, save Yahushua only, and as they came down from the mountain, Yahushua charged them, saying, Tell the vision to no man, until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead.
Yeah, go ahead.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Why then say the scribes that Elias must first come? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things.
You see? So this again going into reincarnation, and specific to when John the Baptist said that, Hey, I am not the Christ, but I am come before the Christ. Alright? So he was sent before Yahushua. Alright? And he is Elijah, which came before Yahushua, which is that prophecy in Malachi. Malachi chapter 4, I believe. You see? Now go ahead, yes, some more.
It said, verse 12, it said, But I say unto you that Elias is come already, right? And they knew him not.
You see, why? Because they were so carnal. Alright? They couldn't see this man right there.
They really want to see really Elias in the flesh, like we used to look like.
You know, probably.
Yes, and that's what he's looking for.
You know? And they got the doctrine so twisted that they couldn't understand. You see? They couldn't understand. Go ahead.
He said, But have done unto him whatsoever they listed.
Referring to them beheading him. And they had beheaded John. Alright, go ahead.
Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them.
Yeah, can. Alright, go ahead. 13. Now this is the point.
Then the disciples understood that he spoke unto them of John the Baptist.
Bam. Plain simple. Alright? Then the disciples understood that he spake of John the Baptist, which is Elias, which was supposed to come before Yahushua to make his way straight. Roughly paraphrasing. Alright?
Salvage whatever genetic.
Right there. And that's reincarnation. Alright? Because that same spirit that was in Elijah came back as John the Baptist. You know, to fulfill the prophecy. You see? Yes,
Now looking for the precept with Yahushua and King David, I think. They say he cast us upon the best church or Solomon.
Oh shucks, I can't remember the one.
I ain't got a gospel.
Yeah. Let me see if I could pull this precept real quick. It's in 3 and 6. Not 3 and 6. Let me see.
You're looking for
The prophecy in you don't get it. Yeah, give me John chapter 9 now, Papa Kusha.
1. It's John 9 and verse 1. And Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Yahushua answered, neither had this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of Yahweh should be made manifest in him.
Alright, now let me examine the precept. The disciples asked, who did sin? Alright, whether it was this man or his parents. Alright, now, why is that scripture talking about reincarnation? Because the scripture say in you want to get it at Ecclesiastes 3. Now remember that this man was born blind from his birth. Alright? From his birth he was born blind. Alright? And they asked who did sin, referring to why is this punishment upon this man? Alright? I'll read it out, Pisha. Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
3 and 1.
16.
Alright, 3 and 16. It said, moreover, I saw under the sun a place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
Yeah, can. Alright. Moreover, the place of judgment is under the sun. Alright. So when you die, you go back to the Father. Alright. But you come back on the earth, or you're reincarnated upon the face of the earth to receive the judgment. You see? So they asking him, hey, who did sin? They was referring to that present life. When they asked if the man had sinned, they were referring to if that man was at sin in his past life. Hence the reason why he's paying for his sins in such a way. You see? And that's plain. Alright? You mean second Esdras? Second Esdras?
14.
Yeah, 14 and 35. You heard it?
35.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 Esdras 14 and 35. For after death shall the judgment come. Oh, come. Come. It's when we shall live again.
When we shall what?
Live again.
When we shall live again. Alright? And that's played like when you die, you go to the Most High. You receive your judgment and you come back on this earth to live again and pay for whatever you have done in your past life. You see? That's plain. Alright? Yeah. And if you get anything out.
Might be looking for the precept. The precept you're looking for. Let's say if I'm mistaken, it's Solomon, how he died. Remember Solomon died peacefully, so called.
Oh.
Solely peacefully.
Yeah, that was in the prophecy.
In
Samuel. See if I can pull it real quick. Leviticus 7 and 12. Yeah, the same thing.
Right.
Read.
Yes, this is it. This is 2 Samuel 7 and verse 12. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep, which means you're dead, with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he shall be my son.
Yep.
If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with the stripes of the children of men. Right? It says, but my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee.
Yeah, can. Alright. Now, that scriptures, that was the Mosai talking to David, all right, and telling him that if the man which shall be established in his stead, all right, which is Solomon, is to sin, hey, he gonna be punished, all right. But Solomon sinned, and Solomon died a peaceful death. But Solomon did pay for that sin. All right, he was beaten with the stripes of men, as the scripture prophesied in Samuel, 2 Samuel 7:12. All right, but when did that happen? That happened as Yahushai, when he came back as Yahushai. You see, that's when he received that punishment. You see, you want to go into it more? Yeah, go ahead.
We said there.